Hey everyone, today we are going to unbox one of my all-time favorite warbirds. Now of course you say, well, I think you said that every time you've unboxed a warbird. Well, it's because I have a lot of favorites. The P-51 Mustang, the Spitfire, and of course the F4U Corsair with its beautiful bent wing profile, made ever so classic in the late 70s TV show Baba Black Sheep, which I grew up watching reruns in the 1980s. And it's actually the first model airplane that I ever really kind of remember building on my own as a kid was an F4U Corsair. So I'm excited to get this one under the box. Now, if you've been following my content for a while, you know I have two other Corsairs. I have the UMX Corsair. It was actually my very first low-wing plane I ever flew. And I have the Corsair S, which is based on the old Park Zone model. So I have two already. Neither of them have flaps, neither of them have retracts. And so this 1.2 meter from E-Flite gives me the opportunity to have the classic flaps that I love the Corsair, how they come down and they follow the gull wing shape. It's just a very cool flat profile when you see the aircraft coming in for a landing, as well as having the 90-degree retract. So this one offers a lot of features that my other Corsairs don't have. Plus, it's also bigger too. It's 1.2 meters versus my two smaller ones that I already have. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get this one out of the box, shall we? All right, so we have the Corsair out of the box, and as usual, Horizon does such an awesome job packaging these airplanes. I mean, they're just, they come so well put together inside these styrofoam kind of packaging boxes here that you don't have to worry about getting one that's damaged. They do a fantastic job, and they're relatively easy to get out of the box too. So this actually makes for kind of an easy video. So we'll go ahead and get started here. We have the instruction sheet. Go ahead and pull that out of here. If you remember from my previous videos, I also make sure you get that tape far away from the airplane because it will, if it gets stuck on anything, it will damage the finish. So we have the nice instruction manual, no big surprise there. The four-bladed prop, and this is actually the F4U-4 Corsair, which would have included the four-bladed prop. This is the same one that the P-47 and the P-51 use, so it's also nice to have an airplane that kind of uses the same props as other planes I have in my collection, such as, well, the P-51. I don't have the P-47 yet. Okay, styrofoam holder. All right, first up is the beautiful wing section here. Let's go ahead and get this thing out, shall we? All right, now we can see the classic gull wing shape that or the bent wing, however you want to refer to it, of the Corsair. And the reason why the wings are shaped like they are is to give the landing gear the shortest amount of height possible, with still allowing them to put the biggest prop they could fit on it. I think it's like a 13-foot prop. But if the wings came out straight, you would need really long landing gear, and those are less strong for carrier operations. So they needed stubbier landing gear, but they still needed room for that gigantic prop. So the engineers came up with a solution of the gull wing, and I think that's what makes the Corsair just such a beautiful, beautiful aircraft when it's coming in at you. The green and white stripes you see here, this is actually belongs to a trainer squadron. So this is actually, of course, if you look at the red stripe on the national insignia, this is a post World War II scheme. The Corsairs that were left over from the war were either used in Korea or used in trainer squadrons, which is probably why we have so many Corsairs that exist today. Hellcats, on the other hand, were not really used for training squadrons. They were used as drones to be shot down by pilots in training. So there are very few Hellcats in existence, much more Corsairs in existence, and I'm thinking maybe the trainer squadrons had something to do with that. But we're going to get to the color scheme in a little bit later here, but let's just take a look at the wing here. It's got very defined, beautiful panel lines on it. You can see where the wing folding mechanism would be, the little doors in here. It's got the doors here for where the ammunition is kept, where the guns are, the 50 caliber. The pitot tube is already installed on it. Overall, beautiful shape in the wing. All the detail is there. Nice finish as well. That deep sea blue color, looks nice on there. Underneath we have 90-degree retracts are already installed. You can see here we have the flaps and the push rods. They're hinge tape on here as well, and there's a little joiner mechanism in here that allows the flaps to kind of extend as they retract. It's got the sliding points for hard points here, so it's got optional drop tanks, which are right here. So we can just slide those on. There we go. Just slide on these little rails, and what's nice is the rails are actually the same that the P51 Mustang has, and so I've actually designed some hard points that will carry 500-pound bombs. So I could actually take that same design using the bombs from the P47 and actually hook those onto the Corsair as well, or fly with the optional fuel tanks as well. So either one of those is available. I'm just looking underneath here. Yeah, everything looks just fine. No big surprises here. It's got nice the 3 indents here for the IFF lights, which are right now just indents. They're not painted for anything. Let's see, got the, I don't see the ejection slots for the 50 caliber shells to come out the bottom. Not that big of a deal. No lights on this, of course. They're just kind of molded in here for shape, and it does have the 350 caliber machine gun inserts there per wing. So we'll go ahead and move this off to the side. All right, next up is the horizontal tail assembly here. It looks like it's got a little ding in it, but not bad. Just something must have bumped it there a little bit, but no big surprises here. It attaches with appears to be just one screw is all that needs, and then just hook up the control horn there. Nice metal, kind of a U-shaped spar that's inside here that connects the control horn to the opposite side here, so these will move together. No big surprises there. All right, go ahead and move this out of the way. What's amazing here is how quickly you run out of parts when you start getting into this box here. All right, the last piece is the fuselage here. So very nicely finished here. It's got the rivet lines on it. It's got the marks for the forward fuel tank. It's got cowl flaps. It even has the exhaust ports here on the what's considered the Dash 4 model. This is the one of the last model Corsairs that was built. It has the more high performance engine in it. Flipping it over, it's got exhaust ports as well down on the bottom that they look like they actually are attached to a kind of like a plastic ring to kind of simulate the exhaust spring. It's got a dummy radial in the front here. It's just thin plastic with some holes in it to allow for cooling. And it does have the little bit larger cowl on the Dash 4 model. This area here is actually built up because the engine is so much larger, as well as this is a functional scoop even on the RC plane. This actually feeds the ESC, so I can actually see the wires down inside there. So I'll turn it back over again. Yeah, you can see the build on this one is really probably going to be about 2 minutes long. It's put on the wings, plug everything in, put on the tail, and you're good to go. So we'll pop open the battery hatch here. Stuck pretty good. Hold on a second. There we go. Battery hatch was stuck pretty good. I think there's, oh, it looked like there was some glue got on the magnet there and actually was holding the canopy in place. Very large inside here compared to the P51. So you got a plywood floor, you got Velcro already pre-installed. That's really nice. It's got the straps. It's got the antenna here and everything. I don't know what this little warning sign is. It's got a little warning that you could chop your fingers off the propeller. I've never seen that before. Otherwise, it's got the AR636B installed. This has AS3X. It does not have safe. It comes with the ESC that allows for, the manual recommends 3S, but it's been well proven that these will fly on 3S or 4S. It will fly on a 2200 battery, but there is room to go all the way up to a 3300, and the Corsair actually reacts pretty well to that size battery. which is great because that means it will work well with batteries I already have. I have everything from a 22 all the way up to a 3300, and that's what I actually fly my P51 on the 2200s and my Cherokee on the 33s. All right, as for servos, it has the Spektrum A330s pre-installed from the factory. Push rods are already on there. Those are the same servos that are in all 6 locations. 2 for the flap, 2 for the aileron, 1 for the elevator, 1 for the rudder. So, otherwise, that's it in terms of unboxing the aircraft. Like I said, there's not much to these warbirds. They're well packaged from Horizon. They go together really slick. It's only going to be a couple simple hand tools, and we're going to go ahead and put this together. Now, knowing how I usually do warbirds is when I get one, I rarely ever keep it in the scheme that it arrives. The P51s that I have, both of those you've been following along, have both been completely repainted into one is Detroit Mist and the other one is Lu 4. And to be honest, I've never been like totally geeked about the Trainer Squadron scheme on the Corsair. It was never one of my favorites. I also looked at it as being this was kind of the end of the era of the Corsair. The jets took over, and there isn't much left in the lifespan of a Corsair when it got to the Training Squadron. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be backdating this Corsair to an earlier model. I'm going to backdate it to late 1943. So it'd be like a dash, I think 1A. So it still has the kind of the little bit of a bubble canopy on it, but it will have the 3-blade propeller on it. So that extra prop there will just go over to my Mustang. It will also, it won't have the exhaust stacks on here anymore. These will somehow have to be, somehow need to be taken out and removed, and this area here will need to be filled and repainted. And it will have the 3 exhaust stacks per side that exit out the bottom. The cowl shape is different as well. However, knowing that this is actually a needed air scoop for the ESC, I'm not going to be able to do anything about that. So unfortunately, the large cowl of the Dash 4 is going to have to stay for my backdating project. But I'm going to end up repainting the entire airframe back to the way it would have been in late 1943. So for me to go with the Corsair, there's a couple things I needed. One, I needed the skill set to fly this warbird from the ground, which I've been working on all summer long with the P51 and as well as a Spitfire model. And so I've been really honing my skills on tail dragger warbirds, so I am starting to get ready for that. And the second thing I really needed for this model was the skill set to repaint and backdate the aircraft. And at this point, I've painted enough of them that I'm comfortable to say I now have the skill set to completely repaint this aircraft and backdate it to a scheme that I like better. So this winter, I'll be doing exactly that, and I'll be doing a number of how-to videos along the way. So by all means, make sure you subscribe and follow along, because I'll be covering everything needed to take this airplane and backdate it, repaint it, and turn it into something different than the way it looks today. There's a lot of people like me who aren't crazy excited about the trainer scheme, so if you're one of those people, follow along, because I'm going to teach you how to change the scheme. And of course, you can pick whatever scheme you want and paint it however you would like, but I'm going to cover on a number of the tips and tricks on how to do exactly that. So when this thing finally gets into the air, it will not look anything like the airplane you see here. So if you guys got any questions, by all means, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them.